fruits and vegetables, they are getting lost. So, post-harvest technologies, what sort of modern technologies we can think of to save this, food loss. So anyway, so we are trying to accommodate, say, many more research areas. Even we would like to have one complete session on climate change or climate resilient agriculture. Climate resilient agriculture, one full session we are going to have. So that's why, not only in few days, this webinar series will continue for 2 months. I said June and July, at least. In June and July, we are going to have many, internationally reputed, scientists. A lot of internationally reputed scientists are collaborating with us already with our university. I'm happy that scientists like Dr. T.J. Higgins from CSIR Australia, he is coming as an expert for this webinar series. On 15th June, he is going to deliver his lecture. Dr. Thomas Okita from Washington State University. So they are well-known genome engineer, genome engineer. Okay, so they are joining with us. Then similarly, Dr. Adam Price from Aberdeen, University of Aberdeen, he is joining us. He is a very renowned molecular geneticist, rice molecular geneticist. So he is joining us. Similarly, a lot of our European partners, they will be joining. They will be making one full session for the climate resilient agriculture, because our university is already having one big program on climate smart crop development through Erasmus Mundus Plus program. So that is why those European partners will make one full session. Carlos and then Andreas, they'll be there, and then even Rajiv Varshney from ICRISAT, he'll also be with us. Then Deepak Santra, one of our alumni again, he will be with us. Then Mitra from University of Nebraska, USA. So they will all join. Then Dr. Bibha Ahuja on Monday, 8, General Manager of PCIL, Dr. Bibha Ahuja. So she will be with us on Monday. So I'm welcoming you, Dr. Ahuja, because I have seen you today as well. With this, and then, as I said, 700 plus people have already registered, and I'm sure, time to time they will also join, not necessarily that all 700 people will be together, because the system will also not allow all people to join together. So say today, 100 already, 130 participants have joined. Maybe more participants will come in. Anyway, so with this, few words, and let me tell a little bit about Alok, because after Vice Chancellor will give the inaugural address, then Dr. Alok will go ahead with his lecture. So as our department has an academic club, before lockdown, our Vice Chancellor inaugurated that academic club also. Emphasis is that, our students should be made ready for competitive examinations. There are a lot of aspirants for ARS, to clear ARS. So, or say other, Government of India conducted, national level test. So that is why I thought, the first lecture we should start with Dr. Alok, because, he was the topper in agri-biotechnology in 2007. We cannot, nobody will hear our clapping, but, we can have a big hands to him, because, he was our alumni. He did his MSc with me, and he topped the country. Okay, that is a very good sign, and then, I thought it is an encouragement for our youngsters as well. So he'll be talking on, study plan and preparation for ARS in agricultural biotechnology. I think when we'll talk about agricultural biotechnology, the study plan, definitely other students, students from other department will also get benefited, how to make it. So give big hands to Dr. Alok. So with this, few words, and then we are trying to reach the agripreneurs also, because, what are the products we develop? Eventually, to get them into the farmers, we can directly, the university can directly go into the farmers, or we can involve certain agripreneurs in between. Okay, so startups, a lot of startups should be generated through our technology, using our technologies. So that is why I have requested some agripreneurs to join. In fact, our lot of products have already been commercialized. We have given to some startup companies already. Say some bio input products. So that is why they will also join. The farmers will also join, and I'm sure that this webinar will be a very successful one. And I thank I would like to offer my heartfelt thanks to all my subordinates, who are helping us, for last few days. They are dealing with this system so that more and more people can be accommodated. I thank you all, and once again I welcome all of you, and I would like to request now our Vice Chancellor to bless all the participants. Thank you very much. Sir, please.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It gives me great pleasure that the DBT Northeast Center for Agricultural Biotechnology, Assam Agricultural University, has organized a webinar series entitled Towards Outcome-Based Agri-Biotech Research and Education, a Roadmap. Starting today, the 5th of June 2020, with the support of Department of Biotechnology, Government of India. I welcome all the participants of the event. As we gradually resume our routine activities here at Assam Agricultural University, Jorhat, Assam, India, after a strict lockdown, these type of webinars are being conducted to ensure that we do not only stay safe, but also connected to our scientific goals. Let us not forget that even as we strive to survive the current pandemic situation, the world is still hunger-stricken, crops still need improvement, agriculture still needs advancement, so the show must go on. I'm glad that the DBT NECA is organizing this well-timed digital event on a subject that is much needed in these challenging times. In fact, the pandemic has added existing problems to the hunger and food security, crop losses, and economic crisis in India and around the world. So today, modern biotechnological research and education has to play a big scientific role for speedy rescue, and at the same time, it is extremely important to widen our knowledge regarding policies and biosafety regulations for genetically modified crops. I know that the DBT NECA has also been working towards the development of climate-smart crops, capacity building through e-learning labs under the ADAPtNet project funded by the European Commission. I feel extremely proud that Assam Agricultural University has become a partner to such a prestigious global venture, and glad to learn that a topic on climate-smart crop development has been incorporated in this webinar series. Just months back, before the lockdown, I inaugurated the academic club at the Department of Biotechnology, Assam Agricultural University. Dr. Vidyut has already mentioned about that. The webinar series will also cater the members of the academic club as well as other students and researchers, wherein experts will guide the preparation for competitive exams and careers after PG or PhD or so forth. The paradigm shift to an outcome-based education system is a dire need of our current education system to generate highly skilled workforce and human resource. The roadmap from these webinars will be vital towards this goal, I believe. I thank the host of stalwarts from across the globe who will inspire our students, researchers, faculty members, scientists, aspiring agripreneurs, and also the farmers during this session. It is an important opportunity for new avenues of collaboration of both the scientific community and the farmers to overcome the challenges of hunger and malnutrition in the near future with the help of not just biotechnology, but also other streams of agriculture to reduce post-harvest losses and agripreneurship to encourage self-employment. I also hope the students, faculty members, and the guest participants take ample advantage of the opportunity to interact and exchange innovative ideas during the webinars. The links are available even offline, so this is going to reach and inspire a wide area of people. As mentioned already, that the impact on the society greatly depends on the outcome of the research and extension as well as education activities. Unless we create impact on the society by giving something solid, whether it is process, whether it is products, so people will not recognize any stream of science, whatever may be the causes are. So with this, I congratulate the organizers and wish the webinar a grand success and declare it open. So I expect that this result of the webinars will be greatly of a great help for all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words, and then welcoming all the participants in addition to us, and thanks for giving time, sir. And you very rightly said that the roadmap should be made. So that is why I said in the beginning that whatever the research we do, definitely it should have a strategy to how to get it into the end users. So obviously, Dr. Bibha Ahuja has suggested that we should make some concrete decisions, concrete points, which can finally be even sent to the government or say other policy makers, so that we can make an impact in the whole scenario. So thank you once again. Now I would like to request our guest speaker today, Dr. Alok Das. So Dr. Alok, as I already mentioned, that he cleared ARS in 2007. He has more than 30 publications now. And then he did his master's from Assam Agricultural University, as well as bachelor from Biswanath College of Agriculture, bachelor degree, and from master's from Department of Biotechnology, Assam Agricultural University. And Dr. Alok has then joined Indian Institute of Pulse Research, which is a pulse national level pulse institutions, and then he joined there as gene technology expert. And today he is involved in many programs there. And I'm happy to share you with all that we've been collaborated for a national fund project of Indian Council of Agricultural Research. And now we are again trying to make a big program to be funded by ICAR. We have been talking with his director, as well as we have been discussing with Australian collaborator, our mentor, Dr. Higgins, and then we are developing a big program. So anyway, with these few words, I would like to request Dr. Alok to continue. Alok, please.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Am I audible? Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Vice Chancellor, sir. I could not, of course, I hope he's there. And thank you very much, sir, for inviting me. It's indeed a great privilege to talk before your teachers who have taught you ABC of biotechnology. It's really very pleasure, and it's an honor for me to be invited and be the first in the series in the program. Sir, thank you very much for your nice words. Vice Chancellor, sir, thank you very much for your nice words. They're really inspired by your words of wisdom. Thank you very much, sir. So, okay, sir, let's start the presentation now straight away. Sir, I can't hear you, sir. Unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, please. You can start.
I can start your presentation. Yeah.
Go to the presentation now.
Yeah. Okay. Just a minute.
Yeah, you can go to the slides.
Yeah, my enter screen window from tab. Okay, just forget it. Enter screen. Okay, I think there are some issues.
Sir,
Rupjyoti,
just
it's
go.
yeah to present now.
Yes, sir. Present now, then select a window.
A window. Okay,
Yes, sir. I hope
that's
you have opened the slides earlier.
yeah. It's in my
Yes,
yeah
sir.
application window. Okay, I'm not getting it. That has to be opened in the background. Okay.
Yes, sir. That has to be opened in the background earlier.
Yeah. Then it will come in a big screen.
Yeah.
And rest of the people can put off their microphone as well as video, because I have still seen some people there with the videos, so videos can be put off. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Is it visible, sir?
Slides, yes, it's coming now. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes, it's coming now.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So good afternoon to all the participants and my teachers out there at Assam Agriculture University. So welcome to this interaction session. So as you can see, I have put this my alma mater as already briefed by Dr. BK Sharma. I did my BSc from BNCA in with plant breeding and genetics, and then MSc AG from Assam Agriculture University in agricultural biotechnology, and then moved on to IARI for PhD in molecular biology and biotechnology. I qualified ARS in the year 2007.
Sorry, sir. Sorry to interrupt, sir.
Yeah,
Your slides have been.
slides are not visible.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible now?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet. Uh,
I can see the slides.
yeah. Is it visible now?
Ye-
Yes, visible. Yes,
ye- ye-
make it full size slide.
Yeah, I will do it. Is it visible now?
I have seen the slide. Yes. Paul says your interaction. Yes, your photo is there.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. Yeah.
Hello, it's okay. Coming.
Yeah. So continuing for that, I have joined ARS in the year I was in the midst of my PhD while getting selected for the ARS 2007, and then I took extension for 2 years, and in the year 2009 I joined IIPR Kanpur. It's located in the state of Uttar Pradesh, and currently I'm working as a senior scientist in the division of plant biotechnology. And I currently work on some of the intractable problem in pulses, like for genetic engineering for insect resistance. And then again, this is a new area of speed breeding for rapid generation advancement with our breeder colleagues there. And then we have started something on the genome editing of chickpea for double haploidy and other such areas. Some of the intractable problem that cannot be like issues through conventional technologies. So is my slides visible and all right? Hello,
Hello, Rupjyoti.
Rupjyoti,
Yes, sir.
is my slide visible and I'm audible?
Yes, sir.
You're audible,
sir.
but
Slides are not
slides.
visible. Slides are not visible.
Rupjyoti, slides are why they are small.
Yes, sir.
Sir, everyone can pin the slides. You can pin the slides, then the particular slide will come over your screen, sir.
Yeah, slide is coming. Yeah.
You can pin the slides, sir. 3 options are there over the slides in middle of it. Just click on the pin, it will come over your screen, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, it's coming now. Yeah, that's fine. Thank
Is
you.
it okay, sir? Yeah.
My pleasure, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that's it about me, and yeah, you can reach me through email. It's alokdas@icr.gov.in, and my Twitter handle alokdas_icr. So that's it. So I'm going to talk today about agriculture research service, particularly in agricultural biotechnology, and how I prepared and how I planned it actually. This is of course not the way to get through the exam, but I think this is one of the way that you can get through the exam. The ARS exam, Agricultural Research Service exam, is conducted by ASRB. It's Agriculture Service Recruitment Board. I have shared the link here, and it comes under, it's an independent body under DARE, not linked to ICAR, and then it comes under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So the pattern of examination is known, but still I will highlight for a very quick recap of how the exam goes on. There is a preliminary examination which consisted of multiple choice question objective types, 150 marks, and then the duration is of 2 hours, and this is purely a qualifying kind of examination. You need to qualify is, and then the marks scored in this exam is not counted towards your main and viva voce. So the mains exam is descriptive type, and it is around 240 marks, and it composes of 3 hours. It's counted, and then a viva voce. The selected candidates are called for viva voce of 60 marks and counted. So in the main examination has 3 compulsory sections. Section A, you will have a 40 questions of 2 marks each, which will mostly consists of short answers of approximately 10 words, maybe less or more than that. And then there is a section B, which you have 20 questions of 5 marks each, and you need to write 1 or 2 paragraphs or a graphical explanation of the answers which you intended to present. And then there is a section C, which will have a 6 question. It's all essay type questions of 10 marks each. So these are a list of books. These are a list of books which you should try to study. These are a whole lot of books that we studied, and then I collected few of them. And the first book is Biotechnology Expanding Horizon by B.D. Singh. I have indicated by red, that indicates this book is to be very, very read thoroughly. At least the sections which are pertaining to plants. This is a very, very important book, Biotechnology by B.D. Singh. And then you must read these 2 books extensively. It's Instant Notes in Molecular Biology by P.C. Turner. And then again, Instant Notes in Biochemistry by Hooper. And then there are other books on plant biotechnology that a few of the chapters are really written pretty well here by H.S. Chawla. And then there are Principles of Genetics by Sundstad and Simmons. And then again, Plant Biotechnology by Slater, Scott, and Fowler. This is a very, very important book, and I will suggest you to read this entire book thoroughly. And then again, there's a book on gene cloning and DNA analysis by T.A. Brown. This is also a very important book. I hope you will love reading this book for your exam. It's very, very lucidly written, and I think you can easily go through it, and then just like storybook, you can read these books. And then the next book is Principles of Gene Manipulation and Genomics by Primrose and Twyman. This is again some sections which are pertaining to the syllabus of the ARS is very, very important. And another which is often called the Bible of Biochemistry, it's Principles of Biochemistry by Lellinger Nelson Cox. This is a very, very important book. And I think this is a must read for all of us, irrespective of whether we are plant biotechnology or biochemistry or plant physiology. This gives a very, very in-depth insight in all the aspects of biochemistry and some part of mol bio, and then physiology and all those. And then there are specialized books for the syllabus, Plant Physiology and Development by Tej and Jaeger. This is also a very important book. I'm going to tell you what you're going to read from which book. section wise, and then again there is a section on techniques of biochemistry and molecular biology. It's a very important book, Wilson and Walker. You can go through that book. Again, there's a book on biochemistry and molecular biology of plants by Buchanan, Grissom and Jones. This is a very important book, and I think few sections of this book needs to be referred to while you're completing the syllabus. And then molecular biology of the cell by Bruce Alberts, and then again plant propagation by tissue culture by Edwin George. And this is of course a very recent book, Marker Assisted Plant Breeding Principles and Practices by Bidding and Akesing. It's a fantastic book. Of course, when I appeared in the exam, this book was yet to be published. I think this is a fantastic book. You have basic insights and in-depth insight into all the aspects of markers and plant breeding, marker-assisted selection, SNPs, and all those kind of all range of markers and their applications. And there is a particular set of book in life sciences called Pathfinder for life science series. This is extremely important for CSIR also and for ICR. You can refer some sections from this book. There are part 1 and 2 of this book. So apart from these books, I will suggest that you should keep on Googling for the topics which are not available, and then also for the updates on some of the topical issues. Also, you should take care of some annual reviews or critical reviews in plant biotechnology, which comes often on important aspects. You should also read them, download them, which are pertinent to your syllabus, and so that your answers can be improved a lot based on your current understanding. You should also visit our ICR website for updates, any important updates in the plant biotechnology and all those other aspects. Yes, somebody? Okay. Shall I continue?
Yes. I think
Dhruv
somebody
Jyoti, shall I
put off their
yeah.
microphone.
Okay.
Yeah. Alok, please.
Yeah. Okay, sir. You can also join the mailing list of crop biotech update. That's called ISA. Okay, it's a very, very important update. It gives you update about important happenings in the field of biological sciences, life sciences, and all those things. You can join the Plantech community of American Society of Plant Biologists. They host a lot of resources and then slides and interactive session and updates on of the important findings in the plant sciences. So you can join that. These are all free. And then also you can join India Biosciences. This is a site hosted by DBT. There is a series of podcast series, resources, and all those kind of study materials which you should refer to and be in touch.
Sir,
Yes.
Alok sir.
Yeah.
I just want to interrupt you here because actually you are logged in through two Google Meet accounts, sir.
To Google Meet account.
Yes, sir. Sir, I will just remove your presentation. You just again try to present again, sir.
Okay. I'll do that.
Sir,
I'll do that.
now from this screen, you go to present now.
Present now. Yes. A new window. A window.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then again here.
You will find the window. Actually, sir, again you have. Sir, actually you have again logged in into two accounts, sir.
Okay.
Sir, now just it's okay now, sir.
Rupjuti, what has happened?
Sir, actually, sir have moved himself, sir.
Oh, okay. From one.
I'm just, sir, just give me a minute.
Oh, telephone him. That's fine. These things happen.
Rupjuti, Alok, the slides we could see. What happened now?
Yeah. Now we have seen again him. Yeah, here is Alok. I could see him. Yeah, Alok.
just turn on your mic,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yeah, yeah, yes.
Yes. Now
Actually,
you
sir,
should-
look, sir, the problem is happening like you are logged in into two accounts, sir. One account is presenting and one account is just giving you the voice, sir.
Okay, so in this screen, in the current screen, I am pressing present now, right?
Yes, sir.
Present now I'm pushing, and then I will select a window. So there are two windows coming. One is the showing on the meeting webinar, and another for slides.
Yes, sir. Go
So
to the
which one
slide,
should
sir.
I am going to the slide here. Once I go to the slide, yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir.
yes, now it's coming.
Again.
Is it okay?
So same thing is happening again, sir.
Okay. Let's try something. Go to this. Yeah, that's the thing.
Sir,
That
just sir, you just
Yeah.
try entire screen, sir. Just
Yeah, I can see the screen now. I can see the entire screen now.
just present now, then choose entire screen, sir.
Doesn't know your entire screen, huh?
Yes, sir.
So if I
Somebody has given a King Suk Das is giving one message. How to do that? Rupjuti,
Yes, sir.
you can check with that. He has given some suggestion. King Shuk is giving some suggestion. Yeah, now it should come.
Hello.
yes,
Now you click on your PowerPoint slides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it visible
Now
now?
go to the slideshow mode.
slideshow mode, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now go ahead.
Is it visible now, sir?
Yeah, I have seen.
Yeah, I can see now.
Rupjyoti?
Yes, sir.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
what
okay
about
now.
that? It's
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
okay.
Please go ahead. Alok, you can go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, sir. Other important thing is to like I would like to urge you people is to use social media nowadays. You know, it's coming up heavily, like in a much bigger way than it used to be, like in Facebook and Twitter. See all the big journals and then these committee journals and then societies related with these scientific activities, they are on Facebook and Twitter. So if you like their pages, and then you will be automatically updated about the happenings in those sites. So this is one of the way, and then use of social media should also be done. So this is my advice. So okay, can you see this slide? This is an important slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this can be slide here. So there are 12 units in the agricultural biotechnology section in the syllabus of ARS, and the first unit is cell structure and function. So these you can read from Bruce Alberts and Hooper. You can read other books also. Okay, so these are some of the books which I refer to during my preparation. You can read other books also. Then the next unit is biomolecules and metabolism. Again, the instant notes is very, very important to form a very basic of all the each and every topics, individual, and then Leninger, and then few of the topics from Google. And then the next unit is enzymology, again from the same book, and then Hooper, again the instant notes on molecular biology and biochemistry. And the fourth unit is molecular genetics. You should exclusively refer Sundstad and Simmons. And the fifth unit is gene expression. Again, Leninger, Sundstad and Simmons. The sixth unit is molecular biology technique. You'll find most of the things in Wilson and Walker, and also some of the few recent updates in BDC. Gene cloning, again, a very important part where most of the questions are being asked every year. I have seen for the last few years from T.A. Brown. It's a very basic book and very interesting book. I will request all of you to go through that book. And then by B.D. Singh and H.S. Chawla. And then molecular biology, again, the instant notes by Turner, Leninger, Sunstad and Simmons, and then Google a few important topics which are not available. In the syllabus, many of the topics you will not find, and I will suggest you not to get certain, and then Google those topics and find out what exactly are those, like something like in the second unit, antiviral compounds and HXPs, nutrient precursor. These are some of the topics which you will not find in many of the books. The ninth unit is a plant molecular biology. Again, you should refer first to the Turner and then Buchanan, Slater, Price and Jaeger. And then tissue culture is being extensively covered in the B.D. Singh's book. I think that's enough. And then maybe one or two areas you can also read from Edwin George's book. That's a very good book. And then also H.S. Chawla's book. And then plant genetic engineering, you are of course sitting in the hub of plant genetic engineering at AAU. But still I would suggest you to go through B.D. Singh and then Slater, and also go for crop biotech update. It's a very important newsletter which comes like every month, and some of them come every week. It's a very important, highlighting the important activities in science and technology. And then the last one is the molecular markers and genomics. You can refer to this book, B.D. Singh and A.K. Singh, and then there are no specific books on these. You should mostly try to read reviews on these, and then also Google to find out what new is happening around. So, shall I take questions in between, or maybe after my presentation is over, we can discuss the questions?
Alok,
Yes, sir.
questions will be asked later on.
Later,
That will
okay,
be better.
okay.
Oh, yeah. First, you finish your talk,
Okay.
and then some people can put in the chat also some
Okay.
questions if they have.
Okay.
And after finishing your talk, then we'll have a session for question answering.
Interaction, yeah, sure.
Yes. Please go ahead.
So I will come to the preliminary part, which is the first part of the exams, preliminary examination. It is a one paper. It's an online examination. Basically, it's a one paper of 150 marks with only multiple choice type objective questions, and it has to be solved in 2 hours from the subject in which you are appearing, maybe it a biochemistry or agricultural biotechnology, and then mind it, 1/3 mark will be deducted for each wrong answer. So I would recommend that there is no special preparation for preliminary examination. You need to read only extensively for the mains, for all the 12 units which are given in the syllabus, and that will cover mostly your parts for the preliminary examination. And then this is very important, that you should read the questions carefully once and twice. What we tend to go is that we see some of the keywords in the question and then go straight away. We are tempted to answer the question. But you should read the questions carefully to see what the examiner is asking, what the question is intended for. You should read very carefully the questions. And then attempt the MCQ which you are very sure of, and once you answer it, mark it a green. And if you're not sure in the first go, you give it in a review mode that comes in an orange. I was being told it comes in an orange mode in a review. And then once you are done with what all you have done, you can revisit when you are done. Revisit all the questions which you are not very sure, or like 50% sure, and you don't know whether you should take chance or not. There is a book on multiple choice by, again, B.D. Singh and group. I think you can, once you read for extensively for the mains exam, I think you can do some mock tests with this book. These are very extensively covered almost all the topics. I think you can go through this book to find out what is the level of your expertise. And while reading for the mains, try to pick up very pertinent some values and then definitions, latest updates, what is happening in this field and all those kind of things. So these will very easily help you to answer all the questions. This is very, very important, and then you need to score a minimum marks. Sometimes it's 45, sometimes it's 50. It depends on also based on categories, and there are so many selections, but you need to score that minimum qualifying mark. I think it should be around 50%. And then once you are done through that, you sail into the mains examination. The mains has got 3 parts. I told you in my second slide that mains examination has descriptive type questions, and then you should prepare for all the topics in 12 units. I'm emphasizing all this point. You need to prepare for all the topics in 12 units. You cannot leave any of the topic in these units. All topics are very important, and you never know from which part the questions may be asked. So in this 2-mark question, which are 40 in number, you will be asked fill in the blanks, and then true or false, and then matching, and then question with answer not exceeding 10 words. Very, very short questions. Very, very short questions, and for which answers. And the point I'm going to highlight is that in the mains examination, for prelims it's okay. I think 2 hours is more than enough to cover 150 questions. But always keep a eye on your watch. Okay, always carry a watch with you, either in the mobile or on the phone, because that time is very, very important. You should not miss the time. You should not be emotionally attached. I have worked in genetic engineering in my master's. I will attempt this section very well, and then I will not attempt other sections that much. Of course, you will not be able to give that much amount of time there. But you need not be emotional or attached to any sections in the examination paper. You should fix up your time. Like I would suggest that you should not take more than a minute to answer this 2-mark question. Okay. So kindly remember, this is the highest scoring part of the mains. You can score 80 out of 80 in this section. There is no chance the evaluator can deduct any mark. You have answered everything well and to the point. Kindly remember this. And you need to practice this within a 40 minutes of time. You should not exceed that. Once you exceed that, okay, 1-2 minutes is all right. Some of the answers may take less 30 seconds. Some of them may take 70 seconds. It's fine, but it should not exceed 40 to 45 minutes. Be very strict with your time. The second part is will be a 5-mark question. A bit bigger answers are expected from you. It will be of 20. There will be 20 numbers. Again, I am telling, and prepare all the topics in all the 12 units. The questions can be asked from any section. I have seen questions from last 2 to 3 years. I have been talking to my colleagues out here who have joined as a ARS scientist, and I was overwhelmed to see that the thoroughness which they prepared for attempting all the 20 questions in this unit. So attempt all question, I have put it in a bold manner. So the 5-mark question, you need to have 1 or 2 paragraphs with a graphical explanation as asked. So it will have both set of questions, like it will have a basic questions and then application based question. And mind it, you have a space of only half of A4 size sheet. You need not write more than, you need not prepare your answers which is exceeding half of A4 size sheet. Okay. And for 5 marks, I believe you should not take more than 3 minutes for each question to answer. Try to answer in short sentences and bullet points. I'm going to show in my slides, subsequent slides, how I have attempted, and my junior colleagues who have joined have also attempted similarly. And then try to incorporate simple diagrams and then formula wherever possible, and then schematic presentation wherever possible, and take a pencil and use for diagrams, only sketch diagrams, schematic diagrams and all those, where you feel that you have to write too many things. Sometimes some of the questions you know, write to too many things. If you put up a sketch diagram, that will help. So this part B, you should not take more than 60 to 65 minutes. Okay, so you can think for one question I have 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes. So you should be rushing through your questions. You should read your questions once and then start writing your answers. You know, you should be very strict with your time spent on these answers. The last part of the main examination is part C. Again, I am insisting that you should prepare all the topics in all 12 minutes and attempt all questions. There is no optional kind of thing. These are all compulsory. The questions which are being asked are all compulsory, and it's a essay type or descriptive type questions of 10 marks. Again, the mode is basic questions, some straight questions, what is PCR, applications of PCR, and then some application based. I will come to you, like how will you think you will be able to convert C3 photosynthesis into C4 photosynthesis system and all this kind of thing. Kindly remember the space and time. This is very important. I always keep on telling these two things to my students also out here, and also others, that the space is of A4 size sheet on both sides. You will be only provided to answer only on both sides of A4 size sheet. You cannot write more. Okay, there is no provision of giving extra sheets in examination nowadays. And I will suggest you not to take more than 10 minutes each to answer each question. 10 marks, 10 minutes each, because you need to write many things. These are basically they intend to the essay type, descriptive type questions. You need to write it within 10 minutes. So try to answer in a structured pattern. I'm going to talk about it, what is a structured pattern, and then incorporate simple diagrams and then formula schemes wherever possible. Okay, underline headings, striking features, keywords, etc. in the answers, because italicized and all those, you cannot do all those things, and then the heading should be highlighted. You can underline them simply. Okay, and for this section I will keep you around 60 minutes again. And there is a rest remaining 20 minutes. So I would suggest you should revisit your attempted answers and oversee any gross mistakes, if any. It takes a lot of time, and then some of the answers, you might have left. You now feel that you should add something to your answer. You should do in the next 20 minutes and see whether the answers are properly written and all those kind of things. Can I add some figures and all those kind of things? So the time scheme is that time and space scheme is very important in this examination, mains exam. Please remember, these are the two important like fundamental pillars in which you have to work. These are the two things you need to practice a lot: time and space. Time not more than these, and space not more than this. So for part A, you need to give around 40 minutes, 40 to 45. Again, B 60 to 65, and C strictly 60. And then the rest, what you have written, you should attempt revise all those kind of things, and then still you feel I have done some mistakes, some of the answers, the question was something else, I have written something else just by looking at the keywords. Please read your questions carefully once, twice, thrice, and try to understand what the evaluator or examiner is trying to ask. Okay, and answer it accordingly. Don't be in a hurry to read the questions and just seeing keywords you started writing your answer. Don't do that. So the total comes to around 180 minutes, that is 3 hours. So yeah, the important take home point is that the time management is very vital for high school. Then once you're through to the mains exam and then qualifying, once you have scored some minimum qualifying marks in the main examination, that is fixed by the board in its discretion, you will be called for a Viva Voce exam. This is also a very important part for the review, for the examination to go through. So once you go to the ASRB center, you will be given an information sheet to fill in. Please read those sheet very thoroughly and then fill the information asked for sincerely. Please do not fill anything which you have not done or you are not intended to do all those things, because these sheets go into the exam interview board and they assess you mostly from this information sheet. Please try to fill this sheet very properly, very meticulously what you have done. For Viva Voce examination, you know, sky is the limit. They say they can ask you anything, but then you know, the first question they ask, as in any other interview, is introduce yourself. Okay, so try to do it. Try to do it. There are various sessions in YouTube like Jam, Just a Minute, and all those. How you should introduce. Doing all your things. They will mostly be interested in your academic kind of thing and not much into where you are from and what is your father's name and so on and so forth. Okay, you should be very thorough with your MSc and PhD thesis work. Okay, they can start asking your questions from MSc and PhD thesis. Latest scientific developments in agriculture. National and state policies. They can ask you about, sometimes they can ask you about your vision about your state. Okay, in Assam is a flood prone area. What is your vision? What kind of crop should be grown there? Or if genetic engineering is a prudent option for your state to for the rice and all those. They can ask you several sort of questions. So kindly be prepared, be thorough with all the topics. I do hope a candidate who have qualified mains and come for interview will have at least a solid background to answer all these questions, but be very sincere and do not allude to something which you are not aware of. Okay, then you may be dragged somewhere between, you know, for something which you do not know, and be honest to admit that if you do not remember any details, it's okay. You should admit that no one remembers everything in this world. You can always admit, sir, I knew it, but it is not coming to me now and all those things. So that shows your honesty and that helps a lot in this question. So this is all about the examination, what you need to do and what are the marks assigned and how you should which part of the section from where, and then what are the books you should read. So for mains preparation, while you're reading, like, okay, this is planning. So I would suggest that you form a group for discussion. Okay, when you read individually, you may be like overwhelmed by reading because some of the topics are really vast and you may not be able to make out what is important. Talk to your teachers. They are fantastic teachers out there in the Department of Agricultural Biotechnology. Talk to your teachers. They will help you out. Fantastic teachers. I have learned many things and ABC of biotechnology from there. And then while reading each and every topic, you know, you can filter out those things, you know, what will be a 2-mark questions. Like in cell structure and function, if the first topic is prokaryote and eukaryotic cell structure, while reading those, you can filter out. This may be asked for 2 marks, and this may be for 5 marks. This may be for 10 marks. So you make a list of all possible questions in a A4 paper, and then prepare answers based on examination pattern. This is my advice. I used to do it in a meticulous way actually. Of course, when I cleared ARS, our pattern was something different, but the strategy and methodology followed is same actually. So you should try to find out 2 marks, 5 marks, and 10 marks. There won't be any much, maybe around 10 to 12 from each topics under the unit. So you can list out all those, form a group, like-minded people, not more than 3 to 5 people, and discuss with them. Be very serious with that group actually, you know. You should, whenever you meet and be in that group, you should always discuss about those particular topics or units which you are intended to discuss today. So sometimes what happens is that some of the chapters are very big. Now in books, mostly you find summary kind of thing and important points listed out in a box mode in the books. So still, if you find there is no time to read all these, or some of the chapters are really overwhelming, do not know, you can straight away go to the diagrams, schemes, or comparative charts. Okay, you should read all those points which are highlighted in bold. Some of the words, keywords are highlighted in bold, so you should keep on reading them, those diagrams and schemes, comparative chart. And then start preparing your answers also based on that. So if this part is in I am going to prepare this comparative chart. Many of the things, if you prepare in a comparative chart mode, you will be able to answer in your for the any type of questions being asked from those areas. Okay, and answer to the point. Don't write too many things. I have tried to give some of the snapshots of how the answers are to be written. Include specific keywords and then frame short sentences. You know, the evaluator of your answer script will have not much time if you write so many things. Of course, you don't have space also. Don't write too long sentences and all those kind of things. Frame short sentences with keywords and very specific answers. Okay, so that once the examiner goes through your answer script, he finds it very easy. Okay, he knows this. Okay, these are the points, these are the issues. Yeah, and then I always used to tell that you prepare a draft for your answer. You select one answer, like yes. Anything, Rupjyoti? Hello.
No, please, August, go ahead.
Okay, sir. So you should prepare a draft for those answers, you know, and then once you prepare a draft for your answer, you can always improve those answers. You know, once you have written an answer, that is not a complete and final answer. You know, those answers, you know, you should keep on revisiting your answers for quality and informativeness. For few sections, this may require several rounds. You know, so you have written something about a PCR. What is a PCR and applications of PCR and what are the variants of PCR? You found in some other book, or sometimes you are Googling something, you find something very interesting. You come back to your section of PCR, which you have read almost some other day. You can add those points. So this is how you enrich your answer. So, and then sometimes you will find that this is your best answer, which you can, this is the best answer for my question. This is the question. This is my best answer, full of informative, very short sentences, full of diagrams, information, formulae, and all those things, whichever is applied with my stipulated time and space. This is my best answer. So mark that. Okay, put up in a file, and you will collect it. You will make a file with all your best answers for all the questions which you have selected out, and try to make it in a particular space which I told you. Okay, half A4 size for 5-mark question, and both sides of a A4 sheet for a 10-mark question. You prepare that accordingly, and then you should practice writing your best answer. You know, you need to practice also by writing your best answers within that stipulated time and space. This is very important. You know, once you are in a group, once you finish your first unit, and all of you 5 people, when 5 people work together, the answer is definitely going to be better for a question. So prepare the best answer, and then after you finish the first unit of cell structure and function, you can always sit together and select a few questions, each one of you, and then write your answer within stipulated time and space. And then you can assess yourself how good you are at, how good are you at reproducing your original best answer which you prepared for the examination. For the mains, 2 marks, these are some of the important things, is name of the scientists, and then year of discovery, and then you should also remember some of the awards like Nobel Prize, World Food Prize, etc. There are many other awards which are given to plant scientists. You should know that. Glossary, read the glossary extensively about B.D. Singh, Leninger, and all those, because those are some of the, you will find some of the keywords which has been asked in your mains examination. Define the following, something like that. and then important values, equation, acronyms, and then bioinformatics softwares, and then GIs, patents, and all those kind of things. So you should have a very the 2 marks questions need to be, you'll have a big notes for all those things with all those very small details. So you should be up to date so that you can answer all the questions asked in the examination and score maximum in this category. So I don't know. I have prepared a small test for you. I don't know how many are from Plan Biotech. So I thought I will put up a questions for 5 questions and see how many of you come with the correct answer. Sir, is that possible to talk to the people?
Yes.
Yeah.
What we can do like with this quiz, just you can read out the question and then let's get the answer from,
Yeah.
the first come, the first answer. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that we can do.
Okay.
Yeah. That like, in TV shows, they show like, put the button. So here they will put the, answer button. Let us see, how many of them are putting their, microphone button to answer the questions. Okay. Now they have seen the questions, of course. Before that, we should have discussed. Anyway, we can still go ahead. The first question you read out, and let us see.
Yeah. It's a very common question which keeps on coming actually. I have seen 2 years, almost 2 years, this question was asked in the examination. The marker-assisted variety improved Pusa Basmati 1 harvest. They're asking the name of the genes for resistance to which disease? Okay, this is the first question. So I thought we'll have an interactive session, but still, sir, I think you can keep a watch, sir, because I'm not able to see you. You can keep a watch there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm keeping the watch. Okay, no problem.
Okay.
So who has answered?
Who has
they
answered?
should how many 1 minute for this or half minute?
Yeah. Sir, it's okay. I just want to see. Somebody can unmute and tell the answer for the first question.
Yeah, somebody has answered. I think who is answering? Who is answering? Does anyone? Yes, please. So nobody knows. Oh, somebody has said XA21 for BLB.
Okay, it's a 21.
Is it the right answer?
Okay.
Yeah, many have answered that. Somebody said XA13, XA21 for BLB resistance.
Yes, sir.
Which one is correct?
Yeah, I think both the answers are correct. XA13 and XA21, both the gene has been pyramided for bacterial blight.
Oh, okay. So I have seen Sandhani Saikya has given the right answer.
Okay.
So yeah, before her, somebody said bacterial blight resistance. Oh yeah, Digvijay Singh has answered XA13 and 21 for BLB resistance. So they were the right answer. Samsagar Godala has given. Yeah, okay. Good.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next question now.
Yeah, the next question is the World Food Prize 2013 on molecular research on agrobacterium was awarded to.
Please don't look at your internet. The put off your internet. Don't Google, because you are just bluffing yourself. Okay. So be honest. Is anybody know? Does anybody know? Yeah.
Is it Fraley?
Yeah, and
Fraley, I don't remember the other.
yeah, there are three scientists. Is it Sen, sir? Dr. Sen?
Yeah, I remember Fraley.
Yeah, yes, sir. There are 3 scientists, sir, actually.
And you don't answer. No, students should answer.
Okay. Sir, I have the.
It looks interesting, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Any students coming up? Oh, okay. King Suk Das has answered. Montego, Chilton, and Freki.
Fraley.
Fraley. It should be Fraley, not Freki.
Yeah, Fraley.
Fraley.
Yeah. Montego,
Chilton. Yeah. Yes. Correct answer. Correct answer.
Correct answer. Yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll move to the next question. Is that CRISPR-Cas9 utilizes dash, whereas zinc finger nuclease utilizes dash for genome editing.
Yeah. Is anybody answering? Cas9 and CRISPR-Cas9. Here, it's Cas9 is already given, you know.
Yeah, CRISPR-Cas9
Obviously,
utilizes, what does it
What it
utilizes?
utilizes, yes.
What kind of
Yes.
molecule? Yeah, what kind of molecule?
What kind
it
of molecule?
utilizes?
Yeah. Cas9 protein, yes, it's fine. And zingerfin motifs. Zinc finger utilizes zingerfin motif. Somebody has answered. Digvijay Singh has answered. And Cas9 protein. Alok, answer
Okay.
please.
Okay. Sir, I have the key actually. CRISPR-Cas9 utilizes RNA molecule
Yes.
for the genome editing, whereas zinc finger nuclease uses protein for genome editing. Actually, you know? It makes some of the zinc finger protein which recognizes a particular stretch of DNA. It goes there and binds and edits the DNA. So the answer basically is RNA and protein.
Now, RNA, in which sense you said RNA? Because CRISPR-Cas9 also utilizes a Cas9 protein.
Sir, yeah, it utilizes protein, but
But it has a guide RNA. That's a different thing.
identify the sequence, sir, it uses a guide RNA.
Oh yeah, sequences of course. Yeah, guide RNA is identifying guide. Yes, that's
yeah,
true.
guide RNA that is utilized by protein.
Oh,
DNA sequences.
yep.
So
Okay.
we move on to the next question. Is small
Next
non-coding, small non-coding RNA molecule that function in RNA silencing and post-transcriptional gene regulation are known as.
Yes. Has anybody answer? Somebody has said sgRNA, siRNA. Many have said siRNA and miRNA. Some Debojit Das has said siRNA.
Okay. Yes, I think both of them are correct. It may be either siRNA or miRNA. Both
are correct.
Yeah, both are correct. Yeah, microRNA or siRNA, small individual RNA. So the next question is about sequencing, where a particular like PacBio long-read sequencing techniques. It's a very recent techniques. What kind of technology it employs? This is a very recent of next-gen sequencing platform. It generally does a long read. All other platforms.
Yeah, long read sequencing, long RNA, long read sequencing, or the third generation sequencing.
Yeah, long read sequencing.
Sir is answering. Ratna is answering.
Yes.
You are a faculty. We are giving a chance to the students. Some kids are also joining the session. I have seen some kids, maybe the Ratna's, daughter. Doesn't matter. Okay, so answers: single molecule real time. Somebody has said single molecule real time.
Single molecule real time technology.
Yeah, that's the answer. Yes, single molecule real time is the answer.
That's good. I'm going to the keys now, sir.
Okay, good. Okay.
I'm going to the keys now. So this is, kindly note in the first question when I asked the type of genes, X13 X is smaller because it is a recessive gene. Kindly make a note, and then XA21 is a dominant gene. XA21 is a dominant gene, so X needs to be capital. So these are few of the points actually, you should take care while answering the fill in the blanks on all this.
Very good.
Okay, so these are the answers. Of course, I think the slides will be shared. Don't worry.
Yes.
And slides will be shared, and yeah.
Okay, you can go to the next.
Yeah, these are again a short questions of 2 marks. So I don't know. I thought I will interact and then.
Yeah, you see how to answer. Yeah, that's right. Because there will be no time for students, to answer like that.
Okay. I think I will move, sir. Yeah. I think I will move.
But
So
these are the type of questions. Yes.
These are the type of questions that can be asked. These are the keys actually. You should be very brief while answering. The idea is to show that you need to be very, very brief and to the point while answering. Okay, the pangenome is the total genome architecture of a species developed by sequencing and analyzes the multiple accessions of the species. DNA fingerprinting is a technique to identify individual based on DNA characteristics, whereas DNA footprinting is a technique to locate protein binding site in a DNA molecule. And then the two repair pathways in a double-stranded breakage occurs is homology-directed repair and non-homologous end joining. And then the marker enzymes for these organelle mitochondria, succinate dehydrogenase, and it's Rubisco for chloroplast. And then applications of, I think it was allele mining here. Applications of allele mining is identification of novel alleles, evolutionary studies, haplotype identification, functional method. You should be very brief while answering this question, 2 marks question. Okay, shall I move again?
Yes.
Shall I move? Yeah. So these are few of the match the following questions. These are very easy. I hope you will all be able to answer. So these are the few match the following questions. I think I will give the slides. You can take care. So they will ask something about vectors and cloning capacity. This is very, very common. And then about some of the scientists and their contribution, like Golden Rice and then GFP, for which Nobel Prize has been awarded, like in telomerase and GFP, and then transposons. All these things are Nobel Prize are awarded for the scientists. You should read them, and then you should also know the name of the scientist. And then these are some of the things which are being asked now about some of the bioinformatics software which is being used. Like if you want to do association mapping, you should use Tussle. And then if you have to do gRNA designing, you should go for CRISPR-P, and then alignment, BLAST. These are few of the things you need to learn. These are the keys which I prepared already. I think you can prepare accordingly for the section, for the 2 mark section. Is it all right, sir? Am I going all right, or like? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Yeah, audible is going right, okay. So I was talking to a structured pattern of answering while you prepare answers for your 5 marks and 10 marks question. So you can prepare structures like this. You need to define those terms, and then you need to have also a principle and classification, if any there, and then how it is done, the procedure, and then applications with example. This is very, very important again, and then pros and cons, if any, the application, there are some drawbacks or some of the issues needs to be addressed. Try to collect as much diagrams and flowchart as you can. That will help you answering your questions without writing much, and also convey larger picture. Instead of writing so many things, if you draw a diagram, it will impress upon the evaluator, and he will also agree that you know these topics and you are very sure about the answers you are writing for. Then also include your scientists and awards, and then GI pattern plan variety. So this is one question which has been asked in ARS examination. I don't remember exactly in which year. They have asked about the eco-tilling. What is eco-tilling? And this is the 5 marks question, how you should answer. You first need to define that, and then the scientist associated with it, Luca Kumai, University of Washington, USA, has devised this technique. Basically, extension of the ecotype tilling based on the natural genetic variation. And then a small diagram you can make. This is a sketch. This is the original diagram which he has presented in our paper, Luca Kumai. And then applications very briefly actually. And then if you have time, you can expand those. Evaluation of diversity, SNP or in discovery, heterozygosity levels, and haplotype breeding. These are few other. These are few applications. You can add more based on the time. Again, a 5-mark question. What is a CRISPR-Cas9? Okay. You can start with what is it? It's a molecular technique repurposed from immune system of bacteria that permits editing of nucleotide sequence DNA or RNA in the cell. Okay, and the patent is, there is a controversy in the patent with UC Berkeley and the Broad Institute. And very shortly, a diagram of how it works. And then these are the 2 components: gRNA with user-defined 20 nucleotides, and then Cas9 nuclease. And these are the whole range of application. If you have a time, you can expand those. Otherwise, you can just point out. You need to be very, very specific while answering this. So this is an example of what is PCR and what are the steps. an application of PCR and variations of PCR. So this is how like I wrote in, I used or I would have written in the examination is the name of the scientist who discovered it, and then any Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1993, and you define the process in which a PCR process in which a small amount of DNA can be copied in large quantities over a shorter period of time based on the principle of enzymatic replication of the acid. And there are 3 steps basically: denaturation, annealing, extension. If you have no time, you can switch on to the diagrammatic mode to show these 3 steps, and then application, you need to write DNA fingerprinting, evolutionary studies, disease diagnosis, isolation of genes, expression profiling, markers, methods of selection, so on and so forth. And these are the variants of PCR, you know. And these again depends on the time. You need to be very, very brief on these, and then enlist the types of PCR, and then within a 1 or 2 line you explain what is this PCR and how does it work. Again, there is a question on agrobacterium mediated genetic transformation of plants. How agrobacterium mediated genetic transformation plants happen, and then what are the applications of G crops, and then there are concerns. You don't have time in the end for a 10-mark question, but then you have to write. You cannot leave any questions unanswered. Okay, so you can give this diagram. I have taken this diagram from the net. This appeared to me very, very lucid. And then application of G crops, you see, like all the information, pertinent information should be present. Like herbicide tolerant, you should write Roundup Ready soybean, and what are the gene, what it is resistant for, and then insect resistance, again Bolgar 2, virus resistant, rainbow papaya, nutritional quality, and all those. And then concerns, you can expand all those: food safety, feed safety, environmental safety. You can keep on writing and adding those if you have time and also the space. Okay, these are a few of the questions. I leave it to you. You can answer those and get back to me at my email. I will be happy to help you. These are some of the applied questions which are being asked. So this is a question which has been asked in, I believe, in 2016. The first question is that promoters often are organ specific and extremely important for regulating gene expression of a gene. You are given a responsibility of isolating pod specific promoter from chickpea. Write down the procedure in detail. Okay, so this is the question which is being asked, and then you have to apply and revisit what you have read and those specific techniques, how it can be done. So there are a few suggestions. You can use promoter trap, and then DDRT-PCR, and then you can also look at those transcriptomic data, big data, and then homology-based identification. There are several modes actually. There is no correct or wrong answers. There may be several modes. There are 6 or 7 modes by which you will be able to identify a pod-specific promoter from chickpea. So these are the 3 questions. I leave it to you. You can answer those questions and mail it back to me. My email ID is given in the slide, or you can collect it from Dr. Sharma. That you have found a gene in rice with unknown function. What strategies will you utilize to ascertain the function of the gene? Explain in detail. And next question is how C4 plants are superior to C3 plants with respect to photosynthesis. And then enlist strategies that can be deployed towards improving C3 photosynthetic process. And the next question is, you want to limit pollen flow in a HT, herbicide tolerant transgenic plant. What strategies will you employ? Explain strategies and concerns associated with each strategy. Okay, you need to write that answer. So I think that's it. That's how our institute looks, a part of farm and a part of our institute. Thank you very much for listening to me, and appreciate your questions, and I will be happy to take questions. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello, sir. Sharma sir, your audio is not coming, sir.
So yeah, we cannot hear you. So where do I find the question? Oh, there are 84 questions in the chat box, right?
Is it coming now?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it is coming, sir. Yeah.
Okay, okay, yes, yes. It's all technology again. Anyway, thank you so much. I think each one will admit that, I have got a lot of messages, that, they are thanking you. I don't know whether they're thanking you or us, but, in general, a thank message coming, a lot of thanks messages coming,
Okay.
thanking that, they are quite happy with your
Okay.
presentation. And I have seen myself, as a teacher, for the last 32 years, I have been teaching, maybe more. And I have seen, so nicely, you have designed your presentation, and you have suggested the students how to answer the short questions, how to answer 2 marks question, how to answer 5 marks, 10 marks, many questions were there, how to answer long questions, I'm not naming them, but, there are several, students, they were asking how to answer long questions, and you have so nicely you have shown. We always emphasize that, when there is, diagram, when there is, scientists, who discover the techniques, etc., who invented the techniques, etc., these things will definitely, help the or impress the examiner always. And even for the interview, you have shown, how to prepare themselves for the interview so nicely, because last year I was there in the interview board. So, I know, many students, they get nervous actually, though they know things, but they get nervous. That is why, going to the interview, say, area little before, always, you should go a little before, so that, you get acquainted with the, whole, environment. Okay, this is my suggestions as well. And yeah, thank you very much once again. But, I'm sure there will be some questions from the, listeners,
Yeah, I think I can
so,
answer
and I'm
them one
happy
by
that,
one.
right from the beginning to the end, we have got 100 plus, participants, still with us. So there may be a lot of questions, so I'm leaving the microphone now to the students and then researchers, yes, please, or even faculty may ask questions as well. Yep.
Yeah, kindly introduce yourself before asking questions so that I know, and then we can start asking.
Yes. Yes, students, any questions? Students or faculties or researchers, any questions, please? There are a lot of questions in the chat.
There are
But,
a lot of questions.
yeah, there are a lot of questions in the chat, but, now the lively questions, questions on live,
Okay, I see mostly thank you in the chat box. I don't know.
Yeah, there are a lot of thanks messages, of course.
Okay. Yeah, you can ask me. Yeah, you can ask me.
Yeah, you can just put on your microphone and then ask.
Unmute yourself and then ask question. Yeah, I'll be happy to answer.
I thought there will be a lot of questions,
So there is one question I could see from Praveen Kumar. How many sentences should we write for 5 marks and 10 marks question?
Oh, they are asking in the chat box, right? They are not asking.
Yeah, mostly
Right.
thank you, and then a few questions in between.
Ah.
Praveen, I told you there is a space limit for each 5 marks and 10 marks question. For 5 marks, you get half of A4 size. So you should write short sentences, meaningful sentences, and then try to add diagrams to it, because that will convey a lot of meaning, So that's it. For 10 marks, similar kind of thing, and then for 10 marks you need to have a structured kind of answer, define those Even if someone asks you what are the applications of eco-tailing, you directly do not start what is eco-tailing. You should start writing what is eco-tailing, and then the name of the scientists, and then the application of eco-tailing and how it has helped. If you know with 1 or 2 examples, and then with a small diagram, that will help a lot actually. Okay, it will help evaluator a lot to evaluate you, and then they will be really impressed by the compactness of your answer, and I hope you'll be able to score higher. But kindly remember the 2 marks part which carries 80 marks, that is the most scoring part, Target those, never lose those, because those 80 marks are very, very crucial. In the 10-mark question, even if you write to your best, the answers may carry around 7, 8, something like that. For 5 marks, maybe 4, maybe 4.5, something like never complete. But in those 2 marks question, you can get 2 out of 2, full 80 out of 80. That will take you lot like higher in those scoring. I hope I have answered you, Praveen Kumar. If you are there, kindly tell me about precise writing of 10 marks. How can you answer such answer because you have less time to cover such lengthy period? Yeah, that's what I told you. Yeah. Digvijay Singh, yeah. I have a question from Digvijay Singh, that how can you write such answer because there are very less time to cover such lengthy paper? Yeah, that's true. It's I told you, the examination, I believe after we have passed our MSc and PhD, most of us know pretty lot of things about the subject in which we are specialized. But then managing time is the most important factor. You need to know also, and then manage time also. I told you should not be like very emotionally attached. That I did in genetic engineering, so I'm going to write too much about BTGene, and the rest others I don't bother. It's not like that. After you finished 9 minutes or 10 minutes, you should leave that answer. I tell you what I used to do. After 10 minutes, I keep on watching I keep a look at my watch. You should leave that answer and go to the next question. So at the end, if you have some time, you come back and finish that answer. Otherwise, leave that answer. So you should keep on practicing, as much as you can, so that will enhance and make you faster. And there is no much. You might be knowing what are the important points, that needs to be highlighted. Don't write unnecessarily sentences like this is a very important technique in molecular biology, like normal sentences or something like that. Straightway come to the point to write what it is, the process and the classification principle, and then pros and cons of it, and all those kind of things. Okay, I think by that time, and if you practice a lot, I think I have shared the slide. I can also share the slide with sir. I think you can go through that and see how are the things.
Yeah, we will share the Alok.
Yes.
Can we share your lecture in YouTube? Because
yes,
we have got we have got a YouTube channel for our center. So what we plan, like many of the students, they perhaps couldn't join today because of various reasons. But we will upload this whole lecture in YouTube channel of our center. If anybody will go to in YouTube, the DVT AU center, then these things will come because we have got a channel there. Okay.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, somebody is Richa Das is asking question. Yes.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. I am Richa Das, working under AU. Sir, I want to just ask, from when should a student start preparing for ARS?
Okay. So, see, people have cleared ARS after completing their masters right away, and then there are few people who have done that using your PhD while doing PhD or program. I think the syllabus for ARS is of master's degree level, and
but now,
I hope.
Can I
Yeah,
interfere?
yes,
Because, you know,
yeah, sure, sure,
as
sure.
per the latest decision, policy
Yeah.
decision, you know, for ARS, you know, PhD is a must now.
Okay.
I don't know whether that guideline has already come out.
No,
Or
actually, it has
published.
been, yeah, it has been declared by DG, but
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
not been enforced as far as I know. It has not been
It is not enforced, right? No, if it is not enforced, then it's fine. But otherwise, you know, there was a chance, you know, but there is a chance that, you know, this kind of guidelines may come. But otherwise, as Alok said, master degree is fine, you know.
Master degree is good enough. And
And somebody also asked me, you know, there was a question I saw, I do not remember the name. They said, non-accredited institutions, you know, if someone is, you know, MSc botany from general stream university or general university, whether they can appear for. Yes, they can appear for. It's not necessarily that, you know, it has to be ICR accredited.
I think there
Is
are
it?
some issues with 4 years and 5 years of degree and all those. Those are
Oh,
separate
yes.
kind of issues, but you are always eligible to apply.
Yes. Any
You are
students
eligible
from botany, you know, or other streams, you know, microbiology, they can all apply, you know, for ARS.
Okay, hope I have answered that. Then there is one question: suggest some books about plant molecular biology. That I have already suggested.
That's not a question.
Yeah,
I think you have suggested already.
I have already suggested quite a lot. Yeah. Any other question? I think I have gone through chat. There is not much. Any other question? I would be happy to answer it.
If there are any more questions.
Yeah, one also thing I would like to add what Richa asked actually when you should prepare actually. So masters is a time when you should start preparing for that exam. That will help a lot, you know. And then the current trends which we are seeing following is that they are asking actually practical questions, not related to theory. So be also very attentive and particular about the practicals which is happening, you know. There are many things actually. There was a question about ligation of T4 DNA ligase, I think in one of the question papers. And my student came and asked me, sir, I was very confused. They have given a condition. What is the temperature for T4 DNA ligase if I want to ligate two molecules, something like that, 4 degree and 16 degree and 22 degree and all those. So those kind of things require practical knowledge. So the practical classes which happens during your master's program is very, very essential. You know? Be thorough with all those kind of things and keep on reading extensively actually. You know? That will help a lot. Sir, where to find previous year questions? Yeah, there are a lot of books out there. There are plenty of books, a lot of books out there, and then old question papers are available, and some new questions will be memory based mostly, but they will be found in some books like Biotechnology, a Competitive Approach by Sudhir Kumar and all. There are quite a lot of books now in market. You can select any one of them and go through them. You will find quite a lot of questions, or you at least have a feel of what kind of questions are being asked. And talk to the person who has already appeared in the examination. You will have a very good idea about what type of questions are being asked. Okay, while they have just appeared and came out of the examination, you should catch those people. So the questions are fresh in their mind, and they will be able to help you a lot. Instead of going after a year and asking, sir, what was the questions and all those kind of things, you know. While you talk to them, also take a small notebook and a pen with you, and then start writing those questions. This will help you have some, you know, kind of ideas, intuitive ideas of what kind of questions may be asked and all those kind of things. You know? I could not look at the book of Molecular Marker and Genomics. Oh, yes, it is a book by Springer, by B.D. Singh and A.K. Singh. B.D. Singh is from BHU and A.K. Singh is IRI director. This is a fantastic book. I think you'll be able to find it.
Which book you are talking about?
Sir, it's a book by Molecular Markers and Genomics.
Okay.
Molecular.
Oh yeah, somebody was asking. Somebody
B.D.
asking
Singh
a question. You know, oh yeah, okay. B.D. Singh and A.K. Singh.
B.D. Singh and
Okay.
And
Okay.
for these, particularly this section, you need to read a lot of reviews, you know. You need to, there are reviews, invited reviews, scholar reviews, something like that. There are many reviews on molecular markers from Varshney's group, Dr. Rajiv Varshney's group. I think he's going to talk, as I told. So those are few of the active groups in genomics. You will be able to find much of the information. Okay.
Somebody is asking about your email ID. I think in your slide it is there, right? Email
Yeah,
ID.
I think I have given that in the slide.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think you can contact Sir and get my
The
email
slides
ID.
should be uploaded.
Yeah,
All
slides
slides
will
will be
be.
uploaded. Yeah. Whole presentation will be uploaded.
Objective books are actually, yeah, there are a lot of objective books, but I think the one suggested, I have seen extensive coverage of that book. That book again by BD Singh, Objective Biotechnology. I think I have shown it in my slides. Objective Biotechnology by BD Singh and Sanjeev Kumar and all those. I think there are three authors for that book. I think you can get that book. I think most of the topics, objective type questions are being asked there and answered there, the keys. But I think you should try that only once you have completely revised your syllabus, enter syllabus. Only you should then go and visit them. Okay, don't try to start learning from the book. Okay, those books are meant to be assessing, like mock test and then test how you perform objectives. Okay, those questions are mostly from BD Singh books. So once you have read the BD Singh book, you will be able to answer almost 99% of them. The similarities in both the subjects. As you see, a lot of similarities in both the subjects. I'm not able to look at. Can biotechnology students sit for ARS biochemistry and vice versa? Okay. I think you need to check with eligible qualification. I think your master degree, if you are a master's, the subject in your master's degree will allow you to sit there. If you are a master's in biochemistry, you will be able to sit in biochemistry, ARS biochemistry. I think you need to check this with the
can I interfere? This session is for preparing, how to prepare yourself for the ARS exam. But the guidelines for appearing for a particular exam, that is your responsibility to check with. Okay. So when you submit a project, when you appear for an exam, all guidelines are given. So you please check it carefully whether you are eligible or not. Okay. Thank you.
There is one question from Surinder Pal Sandhu. He is asking which part of the paper should he attempt first. There is no guidelines, of course. It's as per your convenience which part you need to attempt first. But once you are fresh, and fresh and all those things, you should start with a smaller questions, 2 marks. Will slowly gear you up for bigger questions, and then the time limit also matters. Don't start with the bigger answers. You cross 60 minutes, 70, 80 minutes in answering bigger question, and then you have to struggle with the other part, 2 marks and 5 marks question. It is better to start with the smaller 2 marks part. But it's up to you, absolutely up to you. There is no rules like that. What is the trend of question? Yes.
I can interfere here.
Yeah.
Like, do not waste time for thinking for a particular question. Just if you are not finding the answer, go to the next target. Then, come back. The revision, I think Alok mentioned in the beginning also, that, instead of, thinking for a particular question, suppose you have forgotten somehow, then just keep moving to the next questions. And then at the end, again, you can go back to the, all questions, whichever you have left. Okay. That's the suggestion. Alok, am I right?
Yeah, sure. Don't waste time actually.
Yes.
Do not waste a single minute actually. A single minute is very precious in the examination.
Yes.
That's the only 2 things, time and space. These are the only 2 things. Most of us know once we are masters and PhD, we know most of the things. But how we manage time and then write in that specified amount of time and with that kind of space, that's very, very important. You should focus mainly on those, time management and then quality of answers in shortest possible span.
Okay, so I think it's 5 o'clock now. Olak, thanks
Yes.
for your time, valuable time. I must thank you. And if we
It's my
get
pleasure, sir.
good demand from the participants, of course, we thought of putting one such session for this whole webinar series. This is the only session for ARS preparation. But if we get good demands, then later on also, because web series we can have at any time, because there is no money involved except few small amount of money is only involved, but not a big money. Okay, and then we can accommodate many students. Say 100 plus students are still yeah, they are with you. So this kind of sessions we can still conduct if we get a lot of demands. Okay, because for ARS there is no such coaching centers like for medical stream. We have got good coaching centers in small cities. Even nowadays in Jorhat, even we have got 2-3 coaching centers for medical examinations. But for agricultural streams, we still do not have such big coaching centers. So this way, at least those who have already cleared ARS, they are experienced with the particular exam. Similarly, for other exams also, we can think of conducting this kind of session if we get good demand from the students or research scholars. Okay, so thank you all once again. If there is no more question, then we'll stop here for today. And this series will continue, as I said, and on Monday at 11 o'clock, Dr. Viva Ahuja, the general manager of BCIL New Delhi, it is a very much important area of discussion. She will be talking on biosafety and regulation of genome engineered plants. Okay, because there is a lot of policy decision going on now, how we should go ahead in India. So that is why that will be a very good discussion, I'm sure. And she is a leader in the country for making such policy decisions. So that's why now I'm bringing her, and I'm expecting all of you to be there with us on Monday at 11 a.m. sharp. Thank you very much once again. Thank you all. Alok?
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Rupjiti, you can now close the session.
Sure, sir.
Hello, sir. Certificate.
তিনদিনমান গৈছা নহয়, নিজে যোৱা এতিয়া। মোৰ ওচৰত আছে। হা? কাৰ? মোৰ?